Okay, so today is the 30th of October 2023. Halloween tomorrow. We get the Halloween decks out. There'll be, if I can remember, if I don't forget, there'll be a midnight Halloween read. So stay tuned for that one. The song is The Man I Want to Be. So, but it's not just aimed at the lads. It's about realising that we all make mistakes. So lads get a bad rap sometimes. So somebody's reassessing what they've done and going within, like Spirit asked them to, and thinking what they could have done differently. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got Odin, the big man. So Wednesday, we've got communication, we've got 10th house of Capricorn, so it's ambition and sun. So sun sign of Capricorn. It's about using every opportunity that comes your way. Today's card is the Empress, it's the mother. So if you're waiting for a message from Mum in spirit, this is probably one of the best times. Excuse me. It's about agriculture, it's about abundance, it's about the military. About pregnancy for some. It's Taurus energy, it's Venus. It's Demeter, Persephone's mum. The divine feminine. So the song gives us the masculine, the cards give us the feminine. We all have both within us. The yin to our yang. And I've missed her, so we'll look at the sweet spot first, see if she's in there. No. The left hand is itching, so there may be some things to pay, some payments to be made. And it doesn't have to be financial. There she is. So unfortunately this means the possibility of arguments with a woman, with a divine feminine. The answer is no. So it's a rejection. There could be drink involved. Could be failed pregnancies, terminations. Terminations of contracts, it doesn't have to be pregnancies. Positive news is coming though. Possibly a Capricorn child. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Possibly someone in uniform who's immature or younger. Possibly someone with a darker complexion. But it's a gift or a message, the postman, something coming. Maybe you're expecting a parcel. You've got to stop overthinking things about this message. Come out of that mental prison you've made for yourself. We've got the hawk there. It's Scorpio energy, transformations, and Aries, new beginnings. And there's the new beginning, the gift from Spirit that they're sending you in a message for a new life, a new home, a new job, a new profession, whatever it is. If you nurture that seed, it will profit within a year. You have to take action. This is the man of action. He does what he says he's going to do. The Aries energy. Aries cusper. So early Aries is Pisces, late Aries is Taurus, but an Aries nonetheless. Aries energy. Sagittarius energy. Unfinished business. Acting in haste, repenting at leisure, one night stands. Not finishing what you started, impatience, lack of commitment, causing arguments with the divine feminine. Patience is needed. So the point here is there's no major arcanas because today's card is neutral. It is just telling us that it's negative energy. So we will look at the astrology, if I can find the book. Let me pause here for a minute while I find it. Okay. The moon enters Gemini, and we've got Gemini there. So, Gemini moon, Capricorn sun. So communication is important because we've got it there and we've got it there. But it needs patience. It doesn't need non-productive arguments. This could be about child maintenance. Maybe you're slagging the ex off because he's not sending the maintenance. But maybe you're not looking at it from his point of view. Everybody's bills has gone up. Everybody has got other commitments. And though he might want to be willing to take action, maybe he can't. There we have the answer is yes. So they've given us all the cards we need for the read, which is very strange because they've given us no major arcanas. This is an internal thing. You have to look at your own actions and the way you're behaving rather than blaming others. So the answer is yes. If you've suffered a failed pregnancy, there may be a new one. You've got to stop banging your head against a brick wall and wasting your time and come home to who you truly are. Stop pretending to be something you're not. Be honest and come home. Somebody may be coming home. There is again childhood energy, possibly the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Somebody poking the hornet's nest. So somebody trying to cause this argument, and it could be the kids coming between you and a partner, poking the bear. It's bad news. A naughty child, a sporty child, a smart mouth child. Mind games. Unreliable, unpredictable finances, career and friends. Taurus energy. Minor arcana of this card, today's card. There isn't enough to go around. And it's causing problems. So somebody sat on the fence. What do I do? I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. For at least 2 years. It's time to start it a new chapter and see it as an adventure. Don't worry too much about the future. Don't be all up in your head about how it's going to be, where it's going to be. Just have faith that it's going to be better. You never know what's round the corner. Yeah. Come out of your headspace. You're overthinking it. It's not that complicated. You're in a prison of your own mind. This is a hard lesson to learn. This is the major arcana of that one. Unfinished business. Addicted to a way of life, the old way of doing things, the outcome of a situation, alcohol, drugs, whatever. You know what your vice is. These are your lessons to learn. And you will be put through the blacksmith's forge and battered and battered and battered until you come out stronger on the other side. 14, Sagittarius energy. And it's about the kids, definitely. Or your inner child having a tantrum, thinking life's not supposed to be this way. Who said? Who told you it was going to be all fairy tales? It's not. Life's not easy for anybody. So the 22 is massively important, it's positive. The 14 is massively important, it's negative. But whatever this is, you've got to stop overthinking it. And you can't sit on the fence forever. Yes or no? It's become too much of a heavy burden for someone. This financial situation, maybe. It is about the home and family life. It may be a new house. Maybe you have to sell and move to a smaller house. But a home isn't about the bricks and mortar. It's about a fire in the hearth, food on the table, and a welcome at the door. Someone feels abandoned. You've got to take off that blindfold and see that maybe in some way you played your part in this. Someone feels orphaned, the children, that's maybe why they're playing up. In this court cases, legal matters. Fighting on the steps of the courthouse. So this could be a family issue, or it could be that you've lost your job, stuff like that, and you're having to go to court about bills or whatever it is. It's causing problems with the feminine. And if you're the feminine, you may be causing the problems. Adults especially should not act like kids. It's never easy to co-parent. If this is career, maybe there's been an unfair dismissal. Termination of your contract. But there she is. Now she's righted herself and she's in a road read. Happiness and abundance will return. This is just a blip. So please don't burn all your bridges and become enemies over what may be something that you're overthinking. Don't assume you know. Don't go on the attack. Defend yourself, yes, but you have to mother yourself, nurture yourself, and think about the future of the kids. Or nurture yourself because of your inner child needs loving. Taurus again, 3 or 30, massively important positive energy. So today may start off with an argument, but you don't have to go to bed on an argument. There it is again. So we've got it 3 times. There's 2 no's and a yes. So maybe It's your decision. But avoid the drink if you know you make bad decisions when you're drinking, or it may be about the drink. Yeah. There's financial problems, and so don't destroy situations, jobs, relationships because of the money. If it's a job, you've got to say to yourself, is it worth all this grief? I know it's going to be hard if I leave, but you have to think more about your happiness than the money. But it may mean that you're going to have to support a partner who decides to leave work because they just can't live in that situation anymore. It's too much, heavy burden. But there's fear of the future, and that's what's causing the arguments. So every card has been repeated. But we know that the Libra energy, when we come off that fence and make a decision, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, justice will be served. So you've got to know your worth and don't fear the future. If someone loves you, they will always be yours. So don't assume that just because you've had a little spat or an argument, especially about finances are not important, that things are not what they seem. Because the truth is coming out. There's my card, 229. The tarot reader, the psychic, the medium. She doesn't say much. She's mute, but she knows everything. So some say she can see the future. Snippets, maybe. But your future is brought about by your decisions and the consequences of those decisions. And then your destiny is made from that. The carnival people, the Romany, the traveller. October the 11th, where I come from, the number 11 is important and it's there. 2 and 29. Secrets coming out, the truth being told. But above all, don't put any negativity into your field, be it financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, or physically. Don't let this take up all the space in your head. Stop overthinking it. Yes or no? You come off that fence. It's time for justice to be served so that you can start the new adventure. So we've got Odin. Wednesday, like I said, may be important. Turning your world upside down to gain some knowledge that you're missing. So we have Mum and Dad. Odin is the king. And we have the Queen today. And the daughter, because that's Demeter. That's Persephone. And she was her daughter. So you've got Mum in spirit. And you're the daughter, or vice versa. There may have been some financial problems left behind. And a male figure has to stand up and sort this out fairly and justly. It's about lands, possessions, noblesse oblige, the obligation of one's position in society, which is your Capricorn energy, and the duties that one owes to family and people. There is the added implication of loyalty that the people owe to the monarch. It's symbolised by the hawthorn tree. So, Aries, again. And the humble clover, so luck. But its most important symbol associated with Odin, the king of the gods. It's the initial letter of Odin's name, and it's considered sacred to him, the letter O. Although it denotes nobility and even kingship, it's also a rune of sacrifice. The modern monarch of head of state could possibly lead a normal life. Never. The very position implies that sacrifice of personal freedom, and that's what you do when you become the head of a family. You sacrifice your personal freedom. In many cases, throughout history, it's been necessary for leaders eventually to sacrifice their lives. So there could be an assassination, possibly. So it was with Odin, who hung himself upon a windy tree. So you may push someone to a point where they feel that suicide is the only option. And I don't want that. Until recent times, a king was thought of as representing the luck of his subjects. If he thrived, so did the land. And there's a lad here, I know, he's got his head in his hands. There's too much pressure on his brain because the woman is arguing all the time. It doesn't mean arguments aren't healthy, they are. But it's got to be a balanced, patient, happy situation. It's a time when hallowed traditions will become increasingly important. Halloween tomorrow. Something that stands the test of time. Your values that are fixed, immovable, and strangely comforting. The true meaning of loyalty is the most common interpretation. The loyalty can be expressed in any number of ways. Patriotism, devotion to a particular religion, identification with a group whose aims you share. However, group loyalty is most common with those who share heritage, name, a family, and this may signify rightful inheritances. But this need not necessarily mean a bequest of property or money. Although this may not be unlikely, it could denote traits that have come down through generations. So your kids inherit your behaviour. So make sure that your behaviour is right. It's a sense of belonging, of justice and honour and integrity. Because of the dynastic implications, engagements, marriages can be denoted. Issues involving children and your eventual heirs. So you have to act honourably. You may find yourself dealing with wills and property and may need advice from older and wiser heads to chart a course. So there could be arguments over a will, like I said. An advantageous move of home, yes, could be indicated, especially if it brings you closer to where you began, your origins. There may be disloyalty and the overturning of established principles. Disputes over inheritance and quarrels about money and status are equally likely when Othela is inverted, so you're going to need all your patience, but don't overthink it. A loss of some kind is shown, possibly due to theft or legal chicanery. Modern interpreters often suggest that Othela predicts accidents and problems with machinery. So after all these arguments or issues, your mind may be elsewhere, and if you're working with machinery, you must be careful. 7th house of partners, there we go. Partnerships, marriages, legal matters, open enemies. And it is 31, so Halloween tomorrow. It is the Justice card, so there we have it, the number 11. Court cases, partnerships. Marriage is neither heaven nor hell. It is simply purgatory. Name Abraham Lincoln, which we know is on the cash, don't we? So it's about domestic issues and finances. Bindings, whether emotional or domestic or lawful, and what is right and what is permissible is indicated now. So the truth comes out. We have to be honourable and not be influenced by negative energy. Either issues dealing with partners or significant others, court cases and legal issues. The card itself is neutral, much like the 7th house, which strives for balance, and that's what we're looking for, balance. So the surrounding cards will indicate the basic meaning, whether positive or negative, or something in between. There may be a relationship that's slowly dissolving or fading, much like the shoreline of the sea, erasing names that are written in the sand. Misfortune or lying could be part of this, and there is lying there. If it's regarding a court case or legal issues, it's not a good time for that. The end result may not be what you hoped for, or is one that might drag on, again ending over time in a dissolving way with no real closure. Power struggles, even ruthlessness. There could be issues of domination and control. This could apply to partnerships and legal rulings. The Venus, we've got Venus and we've got Libra, could sweeten this up a great deal. So it's not as bad as we thought. With the Sun, which we've got in the dice, it would be the most positive to have with this card. So all will end well. There could be dispassionate or odd partners, maybe even bisexual lovers, or those from an entirely different background. Or a court case could get disrupted or have an unusually totally unexpected result because of this argument. A heart full of blessings in your domestic affairs. It could denote coming out well in finances, or at least material way, eventually through court or legal matters. The 7th house card means engagements, marriages, or relationships moving to the next level, as in partnerships, becoming more settled and gaining maturity. It also implies getting ready for a more serious relationship, so the next one may be. In the case of dysfunctional or unhealthy relationships, it may be time to end it. So justice will be served. It's about true love, the other person, rivals, open enemies, and lawsuits. And the 3 again. So the 3 and the 30. Well done, Spirit. The Fawn. The children. The future. New beginnings. A willingness to take the opportunity that Spirit are giving you. So there's the willingness to go on this adventure. And the gift, where has it gone? From Spirit to take action and take that and make a new life. But it doesn't have to be all conflict. So the Fawn was the first thing I encountered when dealing with the Fae. She welcomed me with open arms. The tricycle symbol in the circle is believed to represent the energies forever in motion, progress and completion. Everything is a never-ending cycle of flow into one another, where there is no start or finish. The Fawn represents the welcome new beginning, a new way of thinking, the new way of being, the new way of seeing your life. Turn it up on its head and look at it from a different angle, maybe from the other person's angle. We must allow ourselves to welcome new opportunities and keep our minds open to new things. even if it pushes our boundaries of our logic. We must learn to apply this way of truly seeing when approaching anything new for us to fully allow growth on any level. And the Empress is about growth, be it spiritual, mental, or emotional. Entering into anything new can be overwhelming, stressful, and even traumatic. However, the more we learn to understand things from a different viewpoint, maybe other people's viewpoint, or even just allow without understanding at all, the more we allow the change to happen. Change can happen whether we like it or not, but it always has the same outcome. It shifts us to a different place where we have the opportunity to learn and grow. And these lessons sometimes are hard lessons to learn. But know this, even when you do not know what is on the other side, the fear, there is always the possibility of it being a positive experience. So don't doubt your capabilities of navigating your way through. Be willing to accept the change, the new way of being, learning and accepting. This is where the biggest opportunities are hidden from you. So you may see it as the worst thing that could ever happen to you, but Spirit is seeing it as a good thing because it's teaching you a lesson that you don't have to relearn. Oh, we're running out of time, so we won't be getting the other cards. We'll leave it with this because it's been a brilliant story. 10th house. It's about your ambition, knees, bones, teeth, long-standing problems, workplace, home, government buildings, law courts. Well done, Spirit. The colours red and white. Your outer environment, your public life, your social status, your ambition. Parents, career, trade and profession. Recognition and authority figures. But remember, the most important things are the things you cannot buy. Love, happiness and health. So, Gemini Sun. Communicative self-expression, restless, sociable, mind-orientated, versatile, highly strung. The Sun in Gemini bounces back from setbacks and multitasks, and so shall you. Thanks for listening.